So guys, I was going to do a video about how my programming works like a few months ago, and I just never really got around to it. So we're going to do it today. So it was actually pretty simple. I kind of got my method from an assortment of different progressive overload methods. But basically, I start with a rep scheme. Usually I do from like a top set of 5 to 7, or maybe even 8. It depends on the lift. I do that top set based off of a percentage of my 1 rep max. So usually if it's like a top set of 5, I would probably do somewhere between 80 to 85%. Again, it depends on the lift. I do that top set. And for my back down work, I like to subtract 85% of that top set. So say that I do 270 for 5 close grip bench press, which I did yesterday. So I'll take that. I'll do that top set. I usually want my top sets to be at like RPE like 8.5 at the highest. But if it's like RPE 9, it's really not that big of a deal. But I typically like to leave at least 1 to 2 reps in reserve. So it's just easy math. 270 pounds, you subtract 85% of that, that's 230 pounds. So I would do a 3x7 with that weight. So you're probably wondering, well, so what do you do for the next week? Like how do you progress your weight? So basically what I like to do is I like to take the top set and I like to either add 2 to 4% and subtract the rep from that last top set, or sometimes, depending on the lift, I like to subtract 4% and add a rep. So for example, yesterday I did 270 for 5 for my top set. So the next week I'm gonna probably do like 275 for 4 reps. And the good thing about this is that it feels like that you're kind of progressing the weight, but you're really not, because usually you're going to stay at the same RPE or maybe even be in a lower RPE. My main focus for progressive overload is always going to be rep quality. I try to focus on keeping the weight roughly the same throughout like a large period of time. But I'm always focusing on making sure that my rep quality is on point, because that is the most important and most effective way to actually progress your weight. Another important aspect of progressive overload is going to be your work capacity. That's increasing your volume. So let's say that last week I did 24 reps with 225 pounds. The week after that, I want to increase that. So I would either add reps to that set, or I would maybe add another set. Usually I like to increase the reps just so I don't have like a longer workout. But if I do that, I have to make sure that my RPE for that weight that I did last week isn't too high, because then I wouldn't be able to increase the reps for each set. Or maybe I would do 225 for 8 the first set, 225 for 6 the second set, and maybe like 6 for the third set. And then the next week I can add onto the second set and the third set until I'm able to do a full 3x8. Finally, a lot of my programming goes by feel. So if I have something programmed, like next week, the plan is to do 275 for 4 reps for my top working set. But if I don't feel that I could do that, I might track back and try to get like 265 for 6, or maybe even try to get 265 for 5. Maybe if I'm feeling like terrible, I'll probably subtract like 90% and just start from the beginning and then try to punch back and get that 275 for 4 the week after. The most important thing with progression your strength is going to be eating in a caloric surplus. That's at least 200, 300 pounds, or not pounds, calories to your maintenance. Usually I like to have my maintenance at like 15 times more than my body weight. So I'm like 205 pounds. So that's, somebody can do the math in the comments. I'm not trying to do the math right now, but you get what I mean. That's going to be your maintenance, and then you're going to add 200 to 300 pounds, or 200, 300 calories to that. Why do I keep on calling it pounds? Jesus. And lastly, do your accessories, bro. Oh my God. And take your accessories close to failure or to failure. I can't stress that enough. There are so many people in the gym that I see that are not doing any accessories. They're just maxing out on bench and then maybe doing like these sub-maximal chest flies, and then they leave the gym and then eat like some goldfish afterwards and wondering why they don't build any muscle, because you're not training your muscles to failure, man. Like, you have to do more volume. You have to have a better exercise selection, pick a few accessories, and get stronger at them over time. Like, don't go to the gym and then do like incline bench and then do like weighted dips and do weighted push-ups the other week. No, pick like 2 to 3 accessories, maybe even 4, 2 to 4 accessories, and get stronger at them over time, and you will get stronger. I guarantee you. And you have to eat in a caloric surplus. If you don't eat in a caloric surplus, none of this is going to matter. You're not going to get stronger. I don't care what anybody says. You have to eat in a caloric surplus, and you have to train your accessories to failure. And you have to stick to your program. If you do not stick to your program, you will fail. You have to commit, and you have to stay trustworthy to the process.
You gonna eat your cornbread?
All right, I hope that helps. It's getting really dark out here. I had to come out here to my car because I basically live like on a mini farm, and there's a lot of animals that make noises, and it would disrupt the video. So we're gonna get to the workout. Peace.